Good day, lab mates. In this video, we will be discussing pH meter to help you test better and obtain the best result. Since many protocols in the laboratory will be dealing with pH measurement, it's good to know more how your pH meter works. We will get an in-depth understanding about what you are measuring, how to use and calibrate pH meter. Some people may choose to use litmus paper or universal pH indicator to find out the pH level of a solution. Even though the results are not wrong, it turns out the pH meter determines the potential of hydrogen of a solution more quickly, precisely, and accurately. As the name suggests, a pH meter is an electronic device used to check the neutrality and degree of acidity and alkalinity of a solution. The following parts of a pH meter are an inseparable unit because each of them has an important function to be able to produce the pH value of a solution. Here are the 5 main components contained in a pH meter and the functions they have. Glass electrode. Between the two electrodes immersed in the solution, the glass electrode component acts as one black hole. This component also consists of a bulb or a round layer at the end. Its function is to become a place for a positive ion exchange, which causes a potential difference between the two electrodes under test. The glass electrode can be said to be a core component in a pH meter instrument. The reactions that occur in this section will show the potentiometer reading. The result can be negative or acid, positive or basic, or illegible, meaning the solution is neutral. Reference electrodes is the opposite pole of the glass electrode. When these two electrodes are energized and immersed in a type of solution, an electrical circuit is formed that determines the pH level of the solution. However, the reference electrode has a potential value that does not change with any solution's condition. The electric current formed and the resulting value only measures the size of the reaction potential of the glass electrode when it is attached to this electrode. Thermometer. Another component that must be owned by a pH meter is a temperature sensor or thermometer. This is in accordance with the principle of calculating the degree of acidity which can be affected by the temperature of the solution being tested. If the solution has a neutral pH, the change in temperature is not considered to have an effect. However, if the sample solution is acidic, pH less than 7, or alkaline, pH greater than 7, the temperature measurement by a thermometer will determine the accuracy of reading the pH value of the solution. Electrode holder. It is the pH electrode arm that can be operated with one hand, moving straight up and down, bringing the electrode into the position where it works best for your sample. Electronic control unit serves as the control unit of the pH meter that includes the LCD and the control keyboard. Here are safety reminders in using pH meter. Touch the electrode with responsibility. It is breakable. Store the electrode always in immersed condition within the solution approved neutral solution of potassium chloride. Avoid immersing electrodes in solvent that can dissolve glass such as hydrofluoric acid or acidified fluoride solution and concentrated alkalis. Avoid immersing electrodes within a dehydrating solution such as ethanol and acids. Avoid rubbing or wiping the electrode bulb. Don't clean the electrodes with organic solvents. While working, the pH meter will measure the voltage between the two electrodes and convert the result to a pH value. This process involves a glass electrodes containing a sensor probe that is connected to an electronic device as a measuring instrument and a value indicator. By using the electrochemical concept, the glass electrode, which already contains the sample solution to be tested for pH, will be measured the potential and the level of hydrogen ions. The measurement results are also used to complete the electrical group on the comparison electrode, which later determines the pH of an acidic or alkaline solution. First, turn on the pH meter by pressing on switch. Then wash the electrode with distilled water. Maintain the sample's temperature at 25 degrees centigrade. At startup, The display will show all the use segment for a few seconds or while the button is held, and then will enter normal measurement mode. To take the pH measurement, remove the electrode protective cap and simply submerge the tip 4 centimeters or 1.5 inch of the electrode and the temperature probe into the sample to be tested. Allow for the electrode to adjust and reading to stabilize. The LCD will show the measured pH value of the primary LCD and the temperature of the sample on the secondary LCD. It is recommended that the electrode is always kept wet and rinsed thoroughly with sample to be measured before use. The pH reading is directly affected by temperature. In order for the instrument to measure the pH accurately, temperature must be taken into consideration. In order to obtain the optimal efficiency of a pH meter, the following protocols are performed. The probe are placed in an electrode cleaning solution for 10 to 15 minutes, then rinsed thoroughly with distilled water. Do not wipe them down with tissue or cloth, as this can cause static which could harm the electrode. At all times, the glass tip of the probe is stored in a tube filled with an acidic solution around pH 3. Before being used, a pH meter is calibrated to give accurate pH reading. The pH probes are stored properly and cleaned periodically to extend its longevity and provide faster response and more accurate reading with the meter.